Hi, Perpetual Mommy here today to do a different kind of video for all of you. So I did my Hobonichi Techo 2019 unboxing about a week ago now, a little less than a week ago, and I've received a ton of questions about what mediums I use in the Hobonichis, how I use mine, how my mother uses hers, and so I thought I would do a really kind of informal look at our 2018 Hobonichis that we're currently in and the 29 Hobonichis. Just kind of take a bigger look. I'm not going to go detail by detail through each page of the Hobonichis because there's so many videos out there right now, really good videos of people who've gone through and talked about each element and how they're different from the 2018 to the 2019. But what I want to show you is how I'm very much a functional planner in my Hobonichi, and my mother is very much a journaling and artistic planner in her Hobonichi. So mine, I use the A5. I'm very much a cousin girl. My mother uses the A6, which is their standard or their original size. And so I want to again go through, I'm going to talk to you about how we use them and then talk to you about the mediums that we use inside our Hobonichis as well. Now, if you have any questions about how my mother does anything, I will get back to you. I will have to ask her probably and get back to you because her style is totally different than mine. But again, I wanted to show you. Now I'm looking at you right now with my left hand. This is my left hand. I am right-handed, so let's hope this isn't too awkward. But again, I did get so many emails in the last few days, so I wanted to go ahead and just give you guys a really quick flip through and hopefully, give you some ideas on how to use your Hobonichi if you're not sure, if you've never had one before or you're getting your first one. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my mother's. Let's go ahead and start with the A6. Now this is her this year, this is her 2018, and this is her 2019. Now again, this is the cover, this is the pastel stripe. I did again unbox it. I will link the unboxing for both our 2018 and our 2019. So if you have any questions about the covers or anything, you can go back and watch either the 2018 video or the 2019 video. So I will link those at the end and put those videos in the description below. But again, this is her 2019 or 2018, and this is the 2019 version. So I want to go ahead and start by showing you what she's done to her brand new planner. So this one just arrived, it's not even been a week, and she's already started decorating it for the next year. She got really excited, just like all of us do when our new lovelies show up, and so she wanted to go ahead and start decorating. So she's done things. So this was the red thread cover. So if you guys can see this one, if you haven't seen it before, it comes with a black and white outline of a girl, and there's a red thread, and then there's a dog on the other side. And so what she's done is she's taken a little cutout and she's colored underneath it and then inserted it behind the cover, and then as well as she's inserted a ephemera of some balloons that she created, colored them in and stuck them behind there, and she did the same thing over here. So those are just literally stuck behind there, and then she usually uses double-sided tape or an adhesive that she uses that I'll show you at the end to put those things in there. So they are removable, but they're stationary enough that if she wants to use it, they're not going to slide around. So that's how she started, and pretty much that's all she's done besides insert her pen. So this is the 2019 Hobonichi Techo pen, which is a really pretty color. I really like this year's. But I want to go ahead and show you really quick what a blank one looks like. Oh, and she also has her Mother 2 writing board right here, along with her ruler. This is the Hobonichi ruler that I got her last year. It's the pink one. And so I want to show you here, so the Hobonichi, the original, right, so you have some pages like this in the beginning. So it's like the entire month laid out in a line, okay? So like here you have August, September, October, November. And you can use these for a variety of different ways. But then if you get here, you have the month on 2 pages, which is a really nice feature. Now, my mother uses this to mark down some very important dates that she wants to remember, birthdays, that kind of thing, but doesn't really use this section a whole lot. But then if you get past the month on 2 pages, you get a day on 1 page. So the Hobonichi, the A6, doesn't have the week on 2 pages like the cousin does, which I'll show you. It has the daily pages, and this is for people who really find this really useful. People who want to use this strictly as journaling really like this. So she literally has a day, every day, a full page devoted to whatever she wants to journal or draw about. My mother is very artistic. She used to make dolls when I was very little. She made clothes, beautiful arts and crafts things, and then got into making clay and clay jewelry, and she was really into oils and watercolor painting for a while. So being able to journal, write down her thoughts, write down her memories, and color and create around it is a really big thing for her. And so I accidentally bought her one of these, not accidentally, but I didn't know that she would like it a few years ago. So back in 2017, I bought her one just to see if she'd like it for her birthday, and it's ended up being one of her favorite things, which was a really nice surprise. So you just have all these really nice blank pages that are dated again. And this is the English version for those of you who want to know. This is a Monday start English version. A6. So you do have your choice of an English or a Japanese, and then you have your choice of a Monday start or a Sunday start. Now the English version only comes in a Monday start. And then at the very back, and again, I'm not going to go through this a lot, you guys, because there's so many videos about this, and I'm doing this left-handed, so excuse my awkward reach here. You have a few of these dotted pages back here that you can note or do whatever you want with. And then you have a few of the, you know, Hobonichi pages. Okay, so this is the 2019 Ivory Stripe. This is what her decorated 2018 looks like. Now she has marked a few pages that I can show you because again, this is her personal journal, this is her diary. So I don't want to show you things that are too personal, but again, she did flag some pages that I can show you. So right here she has one of her favorite pens. This is just one of those UV pens that you can get at Target, and she really likes this one. And then she's just decorated her front cover. She's got some of the stencils and stuff that you can buy from Hobonichi. But let me go ahead and start showing you what hers look like. So she is really, really into drawing watercolors. So she journals and she decorates every page, okay? And so again, she's marked some pages that I can show you. And the other thing I wanted to show you is she does a lot of tip-in stuff, but she doesn't tip in with washi. So if I'm going to tip something in to my cousin, I use washi tape the way most of us do in the planner community. She really likes to use a rubber band. She likes the way it feels better. She likes the movement of it. She likes to be able to pull it away a little bit. So she creates her tip-ins with really thin rubber bands around the pages and around the back side. But this is again this is a really good example of where she just was doing a lot of just journaling and not a lot of drawing. So this is another page that she said I could share with you. So this is where she was writing about my two little girls. I have a just turned 3-year-old and a just turned 4-year-old, and so she was writing about them. So she did do a little artwork here, and then she really likes to use sticker paper. So she does a lot of drawing on sticker paper, and then she colors it in, and then she puts it down. And then here's another example of where she actually colored the page first. So she did a design that she really liked, and then she journaled over top of it. So you can tell my mother's very, very artistic, and when I get into mine, you'll see that I am so not. And she really likes to draw buildings, really likes to draw houses. She's really good at that kind of thing. She really likes kind of the, you know, Princess Disney kind of inspired buildings. And then again, just more drawings. So this is just examples of how you can decorate and really personalize your Hobonichi to your style. But you can see that she actually does hers. And then if she has a day that she, you know, changes the date, or she wants to make the date more bold, she draws over it, she writes over it. So there's lots of things that you can do. This is where she was journaling about my son who went on his 8th grade trip. Fine, make sure I'm showing you pages that I'm allowed to show you. And this was again about the trip. So, you know, you can just really see the difference you can even see the difference in her moods and her personality when she was journaling. Did she feel like just writing? Did she feel like drawing? Did she feel like painting? And then here's another one. I actually really, really like this one. That one's really detailed. And then back here, this was my daughter's birthday, her party, so she did some drawings, which was really, really cute. This was a copy of something that we had on my daughter's cake that I had ordered from Etsy. So she's just really creative with the stuff that she does. And then like this is an example of how you can put things in too. This was actually on some of the suckers that we gave away for Aubrey's birthday party, and she stuck it in here. So there are lots and lots of things that you can do when you want to journal with your Hobonichi. Now I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about some of the mediums that she uses inside in case any of you are very interested in that. And then in the back she keeps another writing board. And then she has her Hobonichi Techo. This is the 2018 pen, which was the yellow color. But you can see really how the pages change when you decorate them. So you've got the completely undecorated book versus the one that, you know, we're now in September. All right, so let me go ahead and show you some of the mediums that she likes to use. Now this one is some of her favorite pens. Now my mother is very into bold, bright neon, which is very, very different than me. So she purchased these online, but you can get these just about anywhere. These are very bold, bright colors. These are some of her favorite pens to do. And then she loves the metallic watercolors. Now this is one of the ways that we are very much the same, as I really enjoy the metallic watercolors as well, but I am very much a pastel girl. So all of my stuff you're really gonna see really aren't very bright in my Hobonichi, but these are some examples of some of the paints that she likes to use. Now this particular set was purchased at Michael's, and this set was purchased at Target. I'm gonna tell you, the last time I picked up these paints for her at Target, they were in the, you know, the regular adult section, and I think they were like $5. They're not very expensive, and they are some of the best watercolors I've ever seen. They're fantastic. I wish I could remember the brand. Let me turn it over and see if it says. It does not. If I can remember, I will put it in the description below. But again, this is where we're similar as far as what watercolors we like to use. Now remember that Tomo River paper really can handle fountain pen ink. It can handle chalking. It can handle watercolors. It does really, really well. Now she wanted me to talk to you guys about the pencils that she uses. The kind that she likes the best are the KMM brand pencils, and these are from Michael's, and they're the double-sided ones. Okay. Now this is another set of pens that she really likes to use, and again, she's really into the very bold, very bright. Now these are the watercolor twist, and these again were from Michael's. So all of these things that she's found, you know, out of 2 years of doing Hobonichi, the mediums that she likes to use to create her artwork. And you guys, you don't have to spend a lot of money. One of the things that we both really like to use in our Hobonichis are the Crayola twistable crayons and twistable pencils. That was my husband leaning back. So you really don't have to spend a lot of money. Like, you don't have to go buy special art stuff if you don't want to. If you don't want to spend the money, or you can't spend the money, you can seriously buy the children's twistable crayons and pencils, and they work great in the Hobonichis. Same with things like we talked about. How do you stick things into the Hobonichi? You could use Elmer's glue. This works great. You could use the, you know, tape runners that we have. I like the removable adhesive. She likes the permanent adhesive. But you can use this kind of stuff. You can use double-sided tape. So this is an example of just some really cheap double-sided tape that works really, really well. You don't have to buy the fancy stuff on, you know, Amazon. Now this is from Michael's, this art pen. We really like these. It's actually an art water brush. You literally fill it with water. And so instead of having to have a cup of water when you're watercoloring, or when you want to use something like a pencil like this, where you've drawn and you want to go over it with water, you don't have to use a paintbrush. You can simply use this that's pre-filled with water. You fill it yourself, and then you just have a little tissue and dab it when you're done. And these are great. Okay, one of the other things I wanted to talk to you guys about, is these UV neon highlighters. She really likes these. Again, she's very into neon and bold and bright. These are that UV brand from Target. So she's really into saving money and being as economical as possible when she does stuff, and she really has found kind of the best quality stuff, the best bang for your buck. And then these are some of her favorite pens. Now this is again one of those UV cases at Target that opens really nice. I think this is UV. Yes, it is. And then she really likes these. These are really common in the planner community. These are the Papermate Flare pens. Okay, so the very last thing that she typically uses are these Crayola Art Edge. Now these are neon. I don't know if I can open this box. She uses this one a lot, and I don't want to damage it. But she loves these. So again, these are the Crayola Art Edge. And these are very bold, very metallic. And again, totally not my style. Bold, metallic, neon, not my style at all. Totally her style. And, you know, it works for her. And, you know, heaven forbid when she passes, or when I pass, we talk about this. This is going to be a legacy to me and to my children, is that when she passes, I will have all of her memories and her journaling, and that my children are already fighting my oldest two. I have a 24-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old. They're already arguing, the oldest two, over who gets to keep my journals. So, you know, this is a really good way to create memories and keepsakes for your children that are, you know, very, very inexpensive to do in the long run. So let me move some of this out of the way, and we'll go into my Hobonichi. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and talk about my Hobonichis now. So this is my 2019 Hobonichi. I have done nothing to it. Oh, I have one of my mother's tabbies stuck to it. I have done absolutely nothing to it so far except with the cover on cover. So this is the black cover with the sky blue interior, and all I've done is inserted my Hobonichi. Now, I like the Cousin better than I like the A6 for a couple reasons. One is I use mine as my actual planner for my family, my like day-to-day for my family. This doesn't contain any of my work stuff, so I don't put any of my work activities, because I do work in med legal, so it's a very private HIPAA violation kind of thing. I don't put any of that in my personal planner, but I put everything else for my family in my personal planner. So the new clean one, I will go ahead and go through with you just really quick. So some of my favorite features, so you have some of the beginning pages, like the habit tracker stuff, or the months, however you want to use that. So again, you have, like, you know, the month glance, where you have, you know, you have right here July, August, September, October, November, December. So you have the entire year laid out like this. You could put birthdays here, you could put special events here, whatever you wanted to do. But one of my favorite features of the Hobonichi Cousin, just like that's in the A6 version, is you have the month on 2 pages. Now I use this to mark birthdays, so along the side here, I list everybody's birthdays, and then I put them here, and then I also list major events that we have, any trips that we have to take, anything like that, I do put here. But for me, the biggest thing here, you guys, is the week on 2 pages. Now the A6 does not have this, only the Cousin has this, the week on 2 pages. So what I do here is right at 2100, I draw a line across and I section out my book. So you'll see that in the next one. So again, the Hobonichi Cousin starts at 5 a.m. for the day and comes all the way down to 4 a.m. so you start the next day at 5 a.m. But I will show you again in my 2018 version how I use this. But again, here you've got the side here, which I love to write any details, any special things, any notes that I want to remember. And then again, I draw a line across the bottom and I section out the day, so I have another section to mark any big things that I want to remember. This is the predominant portion of my Hobonichi that I use. I use the month on 2 pages a lot, but 95% of my planning is done on the week in 2 pages. Now at the back of the Hobonichi, you also have, just like you do in the A6, you have the day on 1 page. So you have a day and a day. Now this is where I use to journal. So if I want to do any kind of journaling about my kids or about my day or about my life and do any kind of major decorating, this is where I would do it in the back, and I do that. But I don't feel pressured to do that every day. It's not an everyday activity for me. All I do is cover up the date with whatever I'm using, whether it's stickers or, you know, artwork, whatever I do, cover that up. And then I have a nice place to journal. It gives me 365 pages to be creative and to journal and to log my life however I want. And then I've got my functional planning back here on my week on 2 pages, where I love it. So let me go ahead and pull out my 2018 so you can see it and you can see the difference. Now I have marked off a few pages. You're gonna see these little like tabs up here. I don't normally keep those here. I did put them in here so that you could see some pages that weren't too personal, because again, this does contain my life, my husband's life, my children's lives. So you'll see I just have very few things in here. I have some of the Hobonichi stencils. I have some of the page flags. I have an ollie clip right here. Now let me go to the first page that I have flagged for you. So I wanted to go ahead and show you a month on 2 pages that I don't have written in. And I don't have it written in because this is March of 2019. And at that point, I will not be in this book anymore. But again, what I do is I put birthdays along the side here. I then fill in any holidays or birthdays in here and any major events so that I can look at it at a month. Now moving on here, this is an example of what my functional planning looks like. I do try to draw a little bit. I am not artistic at all. My mother has all the artistic ability. I am very much a math, analytical, number, and English. I love to write type brain, but I'm not very artistic. And so what I try to do is I try to challenge myself to draw a little bit if I can. But you're gonna see here, this is where I make notes. Right here is at the 2100 hour, I draw a line across, and what that does is it gives me a whole section to journal. And this is a week where my children were sick. My 2 youngest were very sick, and so I was marking down temperatures and all that kind of stuff so that I could remember whose temperature was what at what time of the day. So it's just very, very, again, functional planning. I try to add some colors, I try to add some stickers, but again, my functional planning. Now this is another example of where I didn't have as much going on this week, so you don't see nearly as much writing here, but you have a nice clear example of where I've drawn that line to give myself more space to write down here if I wanted to do that, and then where I was practicing some doodling. So again, I'm not nearly as artistic as my mother, but I do try to exercise that part of my brain just so it doesn't completely like atrophy and die on me. Let me see here. Okay, and then this is this last week, so I'll let you guys see this. So this current week I'm still working on, but this was last week, And again, it's a very simple thing. So I have what I needed to remember, and then across the top here, what you guys are going to see is you'll see some social media numbers. So I do birthdays in blue. So this top section right here underneath the date, I use this to mark anybody's birthdays or holidays, and I highlight those in blue. Across the top here are my social media numbers that I want to keep track of. We won't discuss what those numbers go for, but those are my social media numbers. And then I have all of my stuff that I want to remember for the day, whether it be appointments or things at places I need to be. And you'll see here, like, we had a birthday party, right? So we had a birthday party at my house for my dad and for my nephew, and during that party I fell and I broke my toe. So I went ahead and documented that. So, you know, you can just really see the difference between the way that I planned and the way that my mother planned, where this is my favorite portion of the cousin. And because the A6 doesn't have it, and because I really like to write a lot, I needed a bigger size, and this is my dream size, you guys. The cousin is my perfect planner book. But let's go ahead and go on to the next page. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you this side right here. This side's ready for me to start writing on. I did color this a little bit ago, and I want to start journaling on the here about my son. So my son just started his freshman year of high school, and he's trying to decide whether he wants to become a pilot or he wants to become a pediatrician. And so I wanted to just do a little bit write up on him and about his beginning of his high school career. And so this page is ready to go. So this is an example of how I use watercolors before I get started, and you can really see the difference between the way that I do it and the way that my mother does it, and the difference in our artistic ability. But I really prefer the soft pastel colors. I'm going to flip this really quick because I don't want anybody to read it, but you can see how basic, you know, basic I am there. And then it leaves me a lot of blank pages. You can still see I have a lot of blank pages in the back. So this is the day on, you know, a page each where I have to still journal and draw. I think that's about all I was going to show you guys in here. And then in the back, I just have, you know, I have one of the Hobonichi folders that has some important papers, and then in the back slip pocket here I have some more important papers. So that is my really functional planning, you guys. And then I'm not going to get into it here, but I'm able to do my functional planning on my Hobonichi because I do my decorative planning and my fun sticker work and all that kind of stuff, and my traveler's notebooks. I am really in love with traveler's notebooks. This happens to be a Foxy Fix Lush Snow in number 7. I will do a flip through of this very, very soon, but you can see this is where I do all my embellishments. This is where I have my jangle on the side. This is where I put my bows at the top. So this is very much where I get to be very girly and very feminine and really get to, you know, express myself. I will take this one out of the house. The Hobonichi never leaves my house because I said this in my unboxing. If I lost my traveler's notebook, I would be very, very sad. If I lost my Hobonichi, I would be devastated. And so again, the Hobonichi contains a very, very personal stuff. This one's more generic information, list, that kind of thing. So I do take it out, but this is where I have a lot of fun and I get to be very creative, and I'll just show you guys really quick so you guys can just see this is just where I get to do a lot of really, really girly, fun stuff with vellum and acetate and stickers, and at some point I may do some Etsy hauls because I really do love a lot of sticker shops on Etsy. So you guys can see, like, this is just where I get to be really, really fun and creative. Let me show you the mediums that I like to use because I know you guys are going to ask me. So I use the same watercolor paints that my mother uses. Some of my favorite pens, I didn't bring them all out, but I just want to show you guys. My mother likes really bold ink. I like really fine ink. This is one of my favorite pens. And this is the Uniball Signo and the Micro. And you can get these anywhere. I got these from Amazon. Now this is the Uniball Signo, and this is the 0.38. These are smaller. The only thing I don't like about them is that they have a removable cap that doesn't stay on the backside really well, but I know that about this pen. My favorite highlighters, and I just brought them out, are the mild liners, and these are really, really popular. I'm sure you guys have seen these before. They have the two ends. They have the normal size highlighter side, and then they have the fine side. Sorry guys. So my Hobonichi Techo pens. So I use multiple pens. I like fountain pens. I like all kinds of things, but these are the four types that I use the most in my planners. Okay, when I want to add color to my Hobonichi, if I'm not doing watercolor, I like to use the Faber-Castell pens. These are my favorite. I love these, and again, you can buy these almost any arts and crafts store. You can also buy them online. I like to buy them on Amazon. And then the Stabilo pens, and I like this one because it comes in a nice roll up, and this one came from Amazon as well, and I like these because they have a nice fine point on them. And again, I like really fine pens, so this gives me a nice control with my color, which I really, really like. And I did, in my unboxing, talk to you guys about the fact that I bought a Mega Weeks this year. I have a Weeks for last year. I did not really use it in 2018, so I won't even pull it out. But I did go ahead and get a plain cover, a plain pink cover this year, because I plan on doing some decorating in it, kind of the same way that I do in my traveler's notebook in here. And I thought the clear cover with the pink background, and because it's so simple, it will be really easy to decorate and make it real personal. So I'm very excited to not only write in this and track in this and carry this with me in my purse, but to also decorate it, because I really, you guys, love decorating in a traveler's notebook. So that is it for me. Let me go ahead and lay everything back out for you. So again, you have the 2018 and the 2019, and then my mother's 2018 and 2019. And again, remember, the smaller size is the A6, the larger size is the A5 or the cousin, and then I have the Weeks right here. If you guys have any questions for me, please leave them below. I always love to hear from you guys. I love to hear what you're excited to use. I love to hear what you're using. I love to hear what you think I may be able to do differently to improve my planning. I am open to any and all comments. I love reading what you guys have to say. But that's it for me, you guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. If you like what I'm doing, please go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.